Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday for another edition of What Gives. We have Benson here with us, who's the founder of D2C Design. Excited to have you, Benson. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Andrew and Nicole.
Absolutely. So real quick, just to set us off here, a little bit about Givz. You all know myself and Nicole probably at this point, but in case you don't, we see two huge trends happening in e-commerce right now. First is brands are trying to get away from discounts as much as possible. Second is that they're trying to weave in social impact in a genuine and authentic way. And Givz sits at the nexus of those two trends, allowing brands to convert discounts into donations and increase revenue at the end of the day while doing it and building those relationships with customers that you otherwise could not do. So today we have Benson, who founded D2C Design, excited to dive into how this all got started and what it's all about. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Benson, to tell us everything from the beginning.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, so we created D2C Design out of our own need for our ecom brand. So we got a couple in-house brands here called Coffee, Everyday, and Divinius, and each one is in different categories. And so one of the things that we always ran into was a bottleneck for design. So we needed to have different design needs across our website, across our emails, and social media and ads. And so we couldn't be able to hire like 4 to 5 different designers to kind of grow different sides of the business. So we needed to find a good process and everything to really grow. And so we tried freelancers, agencies, hired people full time, and we just didn't have the right way. So we needed to create something new, and it really came out of our own need. And then we started solving our own problem, shared it with a few people in the industry, some friends and colleagues. They got value from it, and then we essentially got more value out of it once we started to build things out there. And then we were like, okay, what's the best name that we could call it with our own, what's a good name that we thought we could brand it for? So we call it D2C Design. And then it just kind of organically grew from there. So now we kind of partner with some of the fastest growing D2C brands in the CPG space to essentially become their partner on design. So that's how it kind of came about in a nutshell.
Love it. It doesn't get any more direct than that name, right? This is exactly what you do, D2C Design, and straightforward. Awesome.
Yeah, it was really lucky.
Yeah, D2CDesign.com was available. It was available as a domain, and you just were able to scoop it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's cool.
It was honestly just, I think it's through luck. I didn't expect it to be available, so.
One day you'll have to share the whole story about how you got the Givz domain, Andrew.
Yeah, that's an even better one. 4-letter word.
Quite the story too.
That's a longer story than we have time for, but at some point I will share it with you, Benson, and everybody else watching here now and on replay. But yes, 4-letter domains are hard to come by. It was not available when I looked for it. I'll leave it at that for now.
That sounds expensive.
So teaser for later for our next episode of What Givz. Learn how Andrew got Givz.com. Well, cool. And you had mentioned, Benson, that you really become an extension of brands that you work with. I thought that was really insightful. And then you just had some really cool examples too of ways that you've been able to jump in and help with conversion. And so would love to hear a little bit about that. And maybe if you have examples you want to talk about, or even just like, you can't give away the whole recipe, but maybe some top highlights or big takeaways as far as key things that brands would want to keep in mind when optimizing for design.
Yeah, so I think like, well, I'm a very like open book, transparent kind of guy. I'm definitely like, hey, here's the recipe, grow with it. So I would say like, I don't know if you guys can like share these on screen or something, but like I'll send some examples here. But anytime someone on this you're watching this, check out like moshlife.com. It's one of the brands that's started by Patrick Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver. And it's a mission-driven brand, and what they've been able to do is create like this really smart protein bar that's made for the brain. And we were able to, they came to us with the brand done, and then they needed to have like landing pages and a lot of their like key ways of driving traffic. So I think that's like one of the first lessons there is I'll send some links here. If you guys go on the website and check out some of
I
these links.
think I might be able to share my screen. I'm going to give it a try.
Okay, nice.
Let's see how I haven't done that on one of our lives yet. So, oh no, I'm a little nervous, but let's try it.
All good. Yeah, and then as you're doing that, there's like ways to. So nowadays, I think in 2022. Oh, nice.
Can you see it?
Yeah, nowadays heading into like 2022. If you're watching this, if you're a ecom brand, D2C, whether you're CPG or you're selling any type of product, you want to be able to send a lot of your traffic not to the homepage, but sending it directly to a landing page that's designed based on like what is going to get your customers to convert. And there's 3 different ways I'd say as a pillar to kind of do that. First thing is to kind of have something related to a specific offer. So nowadays, what's working well is and I can tell you, like looking at this page without going deep into numbers, like it converts like crazy for them. And if we kind of start from the top, for example, looking at this subscription page, you've got like an UGC type lifestyle photo of the person opening the bar from the cabinet, like in the kitchen. You've got a solid like headline there, call to action, and then you can see the offer in the header bar at the top, and then also at the same time on the page. So the first set of this like layout is to really make sure that you've got something that gets the customer right away, very clear, mobile optimized as well. And you kind of like scroll down and you see like the 3 benefits of like what they can expect as well. So reiterating that offer is really key. And then making it like really simple that they can, especially with subscription ones, to like skip and cancel. Then you can, if you keep scrolling down a little bit more, you can see like it goes into how it works. So first thing to address is always showing them how it works, and then like just going through like what they're going to be able to do and get. Cancel anytime is really key, especially because most people don't subscribe the first time they see an e-com or D2C type brand or product. And then if you keep scrolling down a little bit more, call to action, then you go into like social proof. If you've got any like testimonials, expert reviews, most brands don't, but if you don't have one, use your customer reviews. It just so happens that this is like a brand that is like, they're really great at doing PR, and they've got some really awesome testimonies there. And you keep scrolling down more, then you kind of go into like talking about why. You know, why do you? This is a really important section, talking about why you exist. You know, and there's 3 things to really think about here, and this is consistent across every single thing that you do for your website. Is your product benefits, your brand benefits, and customer benefits. So those are the 3 things that are really important on your website that you need to have. In this section, they're going more into the product benefits. Then as you kind of scroll down, they'll go into the ingredients. Since they have as a consumable bar, it's like something that they need to show. And it's like done in a very visual way. Keep in mind, there's a lot of good white space as well, and things look really, really empty. So it's like not too much copy. It's very visual driven, very color based. So it's very easily identifiable. So as you're designing things, you can keep that in mind. And then if we keep scrolling down, there's like a little brain character. I don't know if you saw that in the top right. So making something kind of fun and relevant. That wasn't there before. But then like that's something that was like created because it was like something that was fun to the brand. And then this section is just like a call to action to get people to buy and purchase and everything. And I think, yeah, this would be a great place. I don't know if you guys have a Givz icon, but like it needs to put like a Givz thing where it's like, oh, if you subscribe, then it's going to give like this percentage or this amount to this charity. That'd be really cool. But subscribing here, so you got ingredients, nutrition, call to action, and then you can keep scrolling down. And then there's like a video of the person and them talking about the mission and why it exists. And the reason why it's here is because want to focus on getting people to understand the brand, and then call to action to buy before you kind of go into why and who you are. And people will scroll down to click on this video instead of text. Videos are much more interactive. You don't have to do something that's professionally shot like this, but you can just do something on your iPhone. Scroll down and you'll see the mission. And then that's where they lead with, I think the next section is like UGC, lifestyle content. If we keep going down a little bit more. And then I think, yeah, so just reviews. And then, yeah, so you can kind of swipe this template, kind of use it and adapt it for that. You can also see if you are able, I'm not sure, Nicole, if you can open the second link there, the trial pack.
Yeah.
So this one is, this link is a way to get your first-time customers to convert. So subscription, you can think of them as like, okay, people that bought the first time, and then they usually don't go for subscribing the first time. So this goes into the second time for subscription. First time goes into like this trial pack. So right here, you can see it's a different page. And then the goal of this is to get first-time customers to try the product out. This page also converts really well. And if you kind of scroll down, you can see same things. We have the offer, but it's slightly different. So we've got like the product benefits here, follow bar. And then when you kind of keep scrolling down, then it goes into some sections that are like repeating, and you can kind of see what it is. So a lot of like the offers and landing page sections that you design and use can be used on different offers. So usually this is like a trial one for first-time customers. You might have a special sale one coming out, let's say for Mother's Day, or for any of the upcoming things that you can do. And then a lot of the elements are kind of repeated that you can kind of show across different things. I'm going to show you guys another one, just to give you an example of how you adapt.
Out of curiosity, Benson, why the video on the first page, but then just the text on this one? Are you guys testing that out differently, or why not put the video?
Exactly, yeah. So each of these pages, like we always design 2 to 3 different versions, and there's always like tests going on in terms of conversion metrics, Hotjar or Lucky Orange, to kind of see how the conversion works out. And then we kind of like do different versions to kind of test against the control. Very standard CRO stuff. But I would say that like that's definitely you nailed it. So essentially that's kind of like the focus there. And another one that I want to show you guys is, as an example, if you guys go on the third link I just sent you guys, this is another example of a brand that is selling like recipes all ready in a box and a meal for you to like shorten the time to cook, like making restaurant quality dishes in like 30 minutes. And so you can see this page is called a welcome kit. So we've already went through subscription, we went through like trial pack, we went through now the welcome kit. And if you take a look at this is like a bundle offer essentially, but it's presented on a landing page. And you can notice that if you scroll down, you can kind of see how we've laid things out. First part is like the offer. Again, really clear, showing the reviews. You show the images on the right. So when we designed this, we wanted to show how do we sell the sauces, right? We want them to be drooling as they're kind of scrolling through the page, essentially, with all these delicious dishes. Again, what they're going to get. But notice we don't use a lot of copy. So it's very copy light, all visuals.
Yeah. And
then in icons, benefits, and then we go into, some nice GIFs and animated videos. This is a page that we love a lot, and it converts really well. And so when we're designing these pages for different brands, you can kind of see that there's repeated sections that are important, but there's also unique sections that are catered specific to the brand. And the questions that you guys should think about when you're creating these types of offers and landing pages, which is how you should be driving traffic nowadays, especially with like rising ad costs, is thinking about what are the objections that your customer has and what's the minimum thing that they need to know to order right away and try your product. And then do it in a very light copy but compelling way, and then having like a lot of visuals. And a lot of these visuals you can see is like we're using stock imagery, photos that the founder has taken. And also at the same time, like just like finding things that work well. So most of these aren't, for example, this section, it's all stock image design. So we didn't custom cook it with a chef and take these photos. So there's ways to kind of leverage existing assets to create things. So that's all on the landing page side. There's more. I wish I could show you guys like the other landing pages and offers and everything. But there's like a lot of things you can see. It always using more UGCs. UGC is the way to grow and scale. It's just how consumer behavior is accepting now of these like conversion trends, especially people on TikTok are looking at UGC. They almost expect to see some level of UGC on landing pages now as like a bridge between clicking on an ad and going to a page. Every ad that we run, every ad that we design for our clients that they run now always has some form of user-generated content, just because it's just so expected by the consumer. And then that's what's working now, just UGC ad going into these landing pages that convert them. And then afterwards, then you got your emails. So then you got like your email set of follow-ups and everything. So when you're designing something in a nutshell, think about these 4 areas. So for example, if you're a subscription offer, then okay, you need subscription landing page, series of subscription emails, subscription-based ads on TikTok or on Facebook. And then you go into needing some things regarding social media and designing it as a set where it's all consistent, and then just promoting that offer, putting ad spend behind it, testing it, scaling it, and then just growing from there. So that's kind of where we're at the moment for like DTC for growth. So
amazing. And you have a boot camp coming up on all of this. Is that right? You have something?
Yeah. So I'm gonna be. It's something new that we're doing where I'm putting together like literally, because we're not gonna sell courses. We just put together everything that we knew into almost like a paid course, and then like we just like shared freely publicly so people can kind of learn. I feel like that's just like benefit there, because then there's a lot of great information out there, a lot of great influencers and just entrepreneurs in the space that are building direct-to-consumer brands, and I feel like consolidating stuff that we're doing ourselves day to day and other things and sharing with people will be a good way to do that. So
where can people find that?
So right now it's going to be on we're going to add on the website after we presented it to a couple of groups, but we're doing it with CBG House and then D2C Fam, Food Borrow. So these are like individual DTC communities with like a couple hundred founders and so in there. So we're gonna add that in there soon. It's probably gonna be like on a mailing link or something in mid to late May, around there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Amazing.
Awesome. This was really great, Benson. Again, just like our call that we had, learned so much in such a short amount of time with you. And thank you so much for being gracious with sharing all these insights. We appreciate it. I hope everyone else has enjoyed it, and be sure to hit up Benson for that boot camp.
Yep. And you know where to find us as well. We're on at Givz on Instagram and Twitter. And you can always DM Nicole or I if you want to get in touch with us. But Benson, thanks again for being on the show.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.